Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Morning Motivational Rant. I am your host, Dino the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is Crystal Morency. Good morning, Crystal. How are you?
Good morning, Dino. Good morning, everybody. I'm okay. How are you?
I may have overserved myself last night.
I was going to ask you about that.
I might be a little bit high still, so...
Yay! I'm so happy when you say stuff like that.
Oh, God. So I don't,
So how'd it go?
No, it was great. It didn't really kick in until I was, like, in bed, like, lights off, just watching YouTube on my phone, and I'm like, brr. I'm like, oh. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah.
So what did you end up YouTubing? What did you go down? What rabbit hole did you go down? Because I know if you were all fucked up, you went down some kind of rabbit hole.
Don't even remember. I'm pretty sure it just knocked me out because I was already tired. We, just before bed, we ended up watching a movie called Devil. And, yeah, it's actually a really good movie. It's essentially a bunch of people are in an elevator. The elevator breaks down, and one of the people is the devil.
Oh, I heard about that.
It's actually, and you know what? It's actually done by M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong, whatever the fuck his name is. And so it's got like a little bit of twists, and it's a good story. And then like when everything is revealed, you're like, wow, it's crazy. Because, yeah, it's good. No, I enjoyed it. And,
The devil ends up being the dog?
no. No. No, it's actually it's really funny. Is the one of the characters in it is actually married to Christina Hendricks. Do you know who Christina Hendricks is?
No.
Do you remember the show Mad Men?
Like Jimi Hendrix' daughter?
No, definitely not. So she's a
What show?
Mad Men.
Oh, no.
No, okay. So, well, if you Google her, you'll understand. She was very popular.
Yeah.
She's, what are we going to say here? She's a very well-endowed woman. Let's call her that.
That's some big old titties.
I knew if I said the right thing, she would say it for me. It's perfect. So her husband's in it, and I go, hey, that's so-and-so's husband. And my wife's like, what? I'm like, yeah. She's like, ew. And I'm like, she pursued him. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, hey, man, I'm not going to poke a hole in that situation because he ain't a looker, but he does seem like he's a funny guy. And I'm like, well, that is a thing.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that's all you need.
I saw a meme that was like, don't trust funny guys. First they're laughing, then boom, you're naked all of a sudden. I'm like, you know what? You know what? Doing comedy, it's funny when you do a good set. Like, there's no drug or anything that feels as good as doing a good set in front of a good crowd, because you feel like just that applause. You feel like you're on top of the world. You know.
Yeah.
And it is duplicatable. Like, you just become a better comedian and you get more laughs, and you know it's fantastic. But there has been times when people have been like, that was a great set. I'm like, oh, thanks. And they're like, I'm so-and-so. Oh, well, you know, thank you for supporting local comedy. It's really appreciated. And they're like, okay. And I'm like, that's weird. I had one.
Dino's like, what are you doing right now? Why are you humping my leg? Get off.
So with one girl, she heckled me, and I took her apart. Like, she heckled, and I just laid into her. The following week, she came back, and like, so that night, I was like, hey, thanks for, you know, just for playing along, you know. She's like, oh, so there's no problem. Yeah. And I was like, you know, that was it. And then the following week, she came back, and she was like, oh, hi, it's me. And I'm like, hi. And then, like, she would come back every, like, few weeks and be like, hey. And I'm like, I'm like, this is getting...
Maybe she thinks that you're so funny that you're going to be rich and famous, and she wants to get on that train before it goes.
I don't know, but I'm...
Toot, toot.
I'll be,
Chugga, chugga,
I think
chugga,
she had been on trains before, I'll tell you that. But
She probably had a couple ran on her.
I don't know. No, you know what? I shouldn't say that. That's not a nice thing to say, though. That's not.
That's not a nice thing to
That's not
say.
nice. That's not fair. I'm sorry. I am sorry, people. That was not. It was kind of funny, though. You have to admit. It was very funny, right?
What does your shirt say? Let's stay
strangers.
We are not going to stay strangers. We're getting to know each other more and more every day.
It's not good.
Twice a day sometimes on a good day.
I feel like I have stuff in my eyes. I can't stop. I don't know what's happening.
He looks like a giant baby right now. Rubbing his eyes.
No.
That's your baby impression?
Yeah. That's all I got.
He does it so well. You're such a great actor.
Such a jerk. So, words. I don't know why are you so mean to me? What did I do?
I'm not.
I'm a nice person. I want to help the world become nice. And then
and you're doing a fantastic job of it. Rule it with an iron fist. You can't join my cult if you want to rule it with an iron fist.
You'll be the peaceful
You at least
area.
gotta spit on that iron fist.
It's funny. So me and two other guys, we have our own little WhatsApp group, and we make fun of each other quite often, but also like share information and funny pictures and things like that. And we always have a contest because one of the guys, he's like the word, like he's been such a nice person to me and others. And like he loves his wife, he's a good guy, but we always be like, yeah, he might run hell. Like there's the good job that like he comes down there and the dog will be like, oh, your seat's warm, sir. And they're just gonna, And then we started talking, and I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm like, I'm gonna rule hell when I go there. And then we started debating it, and the other guy was like, well, maybe I want to rule hell. And we're both like, shut up, man, that's not gonna happen. And he was like, why can't I run hell? And the whole thing was, so this is what I said. I'm like, so we devised this plan was, I'm like, the one guy who were both like, listen, guy, you're mean, but you're not that mean. I'm like, you're a bleeding heart. I'm like, I would have you as counsel. I'm like, but with you, everyone would get a free ride. It's not good. And then the other guy, he's so mean that I'm like, listen, he can't be. I'm like, if it's hell, every punishment needs to be tailored. It has to be tailored for the specific person. If the other guy is in charge, it's like everyone gets fish hooks in their face. You're like, that's not fair for everybody in hell. Like a peeping Tom, yeah, that makes sense, Some guy who didn't report a murder. Yeah, fish hooks in the eyes. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. He has to now see everything. But then I'm like, that's why I'm like, I would be a just and decent devil. I think, I would rule and make the punishment reasonable for the crime and have maybe some fun. Yep. Maybe we'll have some fun in hell.
Of course we will.
Punishment for eternity, but let's do it with a smile. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I'm not going to hell, so I'm sorry. I'm going to be the ruler of heaven with God, but I'm not going to hell.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's, you know what? When someone tries to prove me wrong, I always just go, oh, okay. I'm going to walk away now. I'll see you later.
I'm not going to hell.
Okay.
Screw that.
Yeah. Sure.
Fuck off. God loves me. He has proved it a number of times, and I'm very grateful. Thank you. Thank you.
That's a little conceited. Yeah. If God's a thing, he's one person and he has created everything, but he has a special interest in Crystal's safety. So listen, I'm not saying I have not directly benefited from this situation. More so than It's a little grandiose. A little grandiose. You know?
Don't try to use big words because you don't know what to say.
It's not just an angelic thing is protecting me. No. I went right to the manager. He's the guy who's hooking me up. Okay?
Yep.
That's right.
So
Bypassed the
you
bureaucracy.
need to be grateful too. So you need to be grateful as well.
I told
that the Lord has blessed you with me.
With a lordship as well, baby. Appointed by God.
With a lordship. Yep.
So that's a horrible thing to say. God, I'm such a twat sometimes.
Why?
Because I'm pretty sure there's a million different people that are much better qualified to be a lord. But you got me, motherfuckers!
You're gonna be the greatest lord of your 2 feet of land.
I think, exactly, right? Like, I would be like, I am in charge. I am in charge and doing well.
You need to go there and just stand on it.
Oh, yeah.
And just stay there and be like, come to me, my people. Come to me.
That's a bad idea, but
and then see
I will probably do that.
Who wants to see up your kilt. Because it's in Scotland, right? So maybe they're waiting for
want to know what's up that guy's kilt.
They want to know what is up that guy's kilt. We should do like a little thing where like if they get like a couple guesses to see what the surprise is up your kilt that day, and then we'll change the image. Like, see what image is up Dino's kilt. Today there's a dinosaur. Rawr. Tomorrow there's
That's a horrible experience.
A birdie. Tweet.
I've made the joke. I'm like, listen, I'm not
practicing my impressions.
I don't know what to say to that at this point. It's very confusing.
What do you think? Do you think they're working for me? Tweet.
That is, I don't even know what kind of sound you're trying to do. That's the problem. It's like, are you tweeting?
Because I don't know how to whistle.
Are you pretending to be some sort of flying creature? Possibly a flying squirrel.
Yes, I'm a bird.
She's imitating a flying squirrel. That's what...
Tweet.
There's a T. There's an extra T. You're going twee and not tweet. Tweet. All I can hear is tweet. There's a tweet. Tweet. My God, woman.
Well, I think you're acting like a little bit of a twat, but whatever.
Oh, fucking
so
hell.
I get that one right?
Why are you so aggressive in the mornings? It's crazy.
I know. We decided to actually do this in the morning today.
Not just in the morning.
And we did it like an hour early.
An hour earlier. There shouldn't...
8 o'clock in the morning.
It's horrible. It's the worst.
And I am on it at 8 o'clock in the morning.
You can't say that you're on it and then not tell people what the fuck you're talking about. That is not a good...
Is on it like audit? Like audit spray or audit? They have some commercial now on all these men's podcasts. Like, you know how they have all that manscaping.com? You cannot nick your balls. Ta-da-da.
I'll be honest with you. That did happen to me once. And then I was like, well, that's a bad experience. So...
Ooh, yeah. The first time I ever shaved a man's balls was with my high school sweetheart. So
you have a very fond memory of this guy, and it's not sounding like this was the good experience you remember it to be, lady. I don't...
Yeah, I do. No, he's a wonderful man. But anyway, so we were shaving his balls one time, and I totally nicked it, and it was super scary. Like, it was very, very scary experience, and I felt really bad for it. But it was just so that way it would be nicer when I gave him head, so it was kind of like a win-win situation, right?
So guys, I'm gonna apologize here. I have to ask this question. So where was the nick? Was it above, or was it like right on the sack? Like, where did you get?
It was right on the sack.
Ooh.
It was right on the sack.
Something might fall out, Crystal. What kind of an animal are you?
It was by accident. I was trying to be super careful, but we hadn't done much at that point. Like, we were still pretty fresh to the game.
Hold
Like,
on. You gotta back it up a little bit there, Crystal. You're telling me you guys are still new to the game, and he's like, honey, you mind shaving my nuts? Wow.
We did all the freaky shit right away. Well, we learned how to have sex together watching porn. So we thought that that's just the way shit went down. Like, so that's why he was the best. Because we learned how to do it together watching porn. So that's what...
I don't know what to do. My whole
and
brain...
they didn't have hairy balls. So we thought that maybe we should shave his balls.
But you make it sound like this guy had just copious amounts of hair on his testicles. Like, good.
Well, no, but none of the other guys had any. So we thought maybe we should take care of that.
This is, you know what? This is the problem with pornography people.
It was so bad for him. It was so itchy. It was horrible. So itchy for him.
It's so horrible. That's why you trim. You don't shave. Shave? No, that's not.
Well, we didn't know this. So we were trying to make sure, because he was a very neat and tidy fella. So we were trying to make sure that everything was very neat and tidy.
Honestly, it really does sound like it's like...
We were very close.
Everyone else is shaved. Why are you a weirdo? What's going on here? And you're like, dude, have you seen a doctor for all this? Like, nobody else has it, man.
Well, no, I did it, too. So we thought we should both do it.
I don't think those are comparable. You're like,
mine wasn't as weird,
you know what I mean?
though.
Listen... Give this little landing strip a shave versus, hey, these two spherical items that have really loose skin, yeah, shave those two. That's a fair trade. That's fair. What's the worst that could happen?
We were like 18, because I think we had done it at that point. I'm not sure.
I'm just saying, if he needed his balls shaved at the age of 18... I am afraid to know what's down there now. Okay, because that shit only gets
I'm sure he didn't need them.
It gets coarser. It gets coarser and darker and just grows. I can only imagine if I had 18, he's like, I need to trim this down. I love that you're trying to defend him, be like, no, he's great.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, he's wonderful. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
My wife.
Although speaking of fine, his
new
wife is not so fine, so I'm sure it's
not appropriate. I wish my wife thought it'd be like that. Be like, oh, he's wonderful. Let alone my ex-wife. My ex-wife's like, fuck that bastard. I wasn't, you know what? I remember I wasn't.
Well, he's the one that I screwed up that relationship. Like, we were together for like 6 years, and I was a year older, and I was just like, I just want to go out. I didn't want to be a slut or anything. I just was like, he got really jealous, and it just got weird, and I regretted it the next day. So, like, you know. Yeah, it was one of those. So it was the one relationship that I fucked up. The rest of them, they kind of fucked up. So it was kind of like the one that I really fucked up.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one that's harder to take, is the one that you know that you fucked up.
Oh, for sure.
And you know that they would never take you back since, because like you really fucked up since. Like since you just you just became a completely different person that they would never love again. So
yeah. No. See, I understand that. No, look, and life.
Well, he would love me now, but he wouldn't have loved me in the 20 years since. Or almost 20 years since. 15 years since.
Crystal,
I guess 15 years since.
Why do you say things like that? It's not nice. You're not a bad person. Why are you saying
okay, maybe
things?
12 years since then. 12 years since.
You're a little bit of a wackadoo lady, okay? You know what? If fucking hell or high water, I'm getting your confidence up. This is some weird bullshit. I can't. I'm not enjoying it, people. I'm not enjoying
He does enjoy it. That's why he tunes in every day to make this shit happen, and why he hasn't fired me yet. It's because he loves it. He likes little punishment. All white guys do. It's weird.
I've never really been a fan of that kind of stuff. No.
Yeah, you are. That's why you haven't fired me yet, is because you love
She's like, say it!
You're like,
say you like it!
say it! Say you're a bad boy. Say
Like, the funny thing is, like, I remember watching CSI, and they would, like, tell about all these people, like, oh, it's a weird fetish room, and, like, one guy wanted to get treated like a baby and stuff, and I'm like, ew.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, this
yeah, they love that.
This guy wanted to, like, be fed like a baby, and I'm like... What the fuck is wrong with you people?
On,
no, but then it's like
peed on,
one lady's like
whipped.
One lady's like, yeah, I'm a dominatrix.
Spanked.
She's like, yeah, we don't have sex here, and you're like, what's the fucking point? I don't understand.
No, it's way better for you as a woman, but
oh well, yeah, no shit.
You don't even have to get naked. Like you're in leathers most of the time. Like they don't even get to touch you because that's like a big no-no. That's like you have to smack them if they even think about it. If their dick gets hard by looking at you, you have to beat them. Like it's really weird, but it's awesome. Like at the same time.
Yeah. I get that.
It's really weird though when their dick gets hard when you do something really weird. Like if you step on their balls and their dick gets hard, you're like, whoa, how is this happening? Is this like physically possible? Like when you got like a stiletto right dug deep in their ball sack.
No.
And they're like,
why would you talk about that?
You're like,
no.
How is this happening?
That's horrible. What the fuck? I get that part about it. That's no problem. Like, obviously. But, like, the guys, I'm like, why are you guys so fucking weird, man? What happened to you? Like, I don't get it.
It comes from them being told no and stuff. It comes from people that's why feminists need to watch it. Because it becomes from telling little boys no, that they can't play with themselves. Don't touch your penis. It'll fall off. All those little things, that's what causes shit. Like if they get smacked too much for masturbating, that shit, or if they see sex as this big no thing, that's what causes rapiness and stuff. Because they think that, it's all like forbidden fruit. And they want to, like, everybody wants to do something that's a little bit bad. Like I do. I'm like that. I drive around not so legally not because I have to, but because I need something thrilling in my life. Like, I need something kind of exciting. Like, I need to live on the wild side a little bit. Like, and...
I have no idea what the fuck is happening right now, people. What the fuck are you talking about now?
Like, that's why you always want to date a criminal or something.
We're at minute 22, and I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. All right, lady, you've lost your shit.
I've smoked like 3 bongs since we started 22 minutes in.
I'm this high from yesterday. But I can still put a fucking sentence together, you fucking mental case. Holy shit.
I'm putting a sentence together.
I think you know what? It's not very nice for me to like, oh, you know what, Crystal? I'm going to try harder to get that confidence up. And then I'm like, shut the fuck up, you crazy rat bastard. It's about caring.
You don't like to live on the wild side a little bit, Dino? Like, what do you do to live on the wild side? What's your, like...
I've been to the wild side. I saw the wild side. I enjoyed the wild side.
But you don't have to, like, keep a little bit of spice in your life? You don't want to have a little spice in your life?
No! I love my wife. I don't want any spice, okay? I'm not buying cupcakes, lady. No. No. Like, look, I'm always up for a good night out. Don't get me wrong.
Does Victoria spank you every once in a while?
No, I don't like getting spanked. I'm very protective of my back 9. I'm like, hey, get away from there. That's not for you. But
not just a little pop, just a little, hey. Just a little,
that's between me and my own hand. I don't want to include other people in that.
I bet you he spanks his own ass when he masturbates.
No. Never done that. I find spanking is kind of weird.
Ew, are you one of those, like, choking people that, like, tries to hang yourself when you masturbate? Am I gonna find you hanging from something? No, you're too big for that.
I'm glad you had that entire conversation by yourself there, jack off. Like, nah, you couldn't be hung. You'll just bring all the whole building because you're so fat. You're so fat that you bring down the building there, fatty. Fatty, fat, fat, fat. Thanks, Crystal. You know, it's about encouraging people in the morning, what we talk about here. We please like, subscribe, share. We're available on YouTube. Many other streaming services.
Well, there's just other ways of going about it. I'm just saying, that is one really strong fucking closet.
Okay, so I'm not like 9,000 pounds of man. Just to clarify to people listening to this, I'm just
but no,
you know, I'm a big person.
But you're not a closet rod kind of skinny either. I would break a closet rod. Who, like,
you know what? Yeah, you know what, Crystal? We're definitely the same. Fuck you, asshole. Hey, fuck you.
I'm trying to make it better.
Dickhead. See, this is why, you know what?
I'm trying to make it better.
We air stuff, and I'm like, listen, let me fix it. Let me fix it. We don't take a second take on this shit. We just go. Well, the only time we do take a second take is when someone, or her, okay, goes, oops, I forgot to record this part.
Or I deleted it.
Or she,
by accident.
Oh no, if you delete it, hey, that's a lost episode. It's lost to the annals of time. But this shit was like, you know what? We've been talking for 10 minutes and I forgot to record. My bad. I'm like, what do you mean you're bad? How did you? It's literally got late. It's like,
we need a camera person.
oh, sorry. You want an ass wiper too there, Queen? Holy shit.
No, we don't. I like my setup. Because then I can be as vain as I want to. And I can look at the cameras. If we had a camera person, they'd be getting me at all the wrong angles. And we can't have that.
Hi-oh.
Hi-oh. Well, they would do it to you, too. You know it. You'd be picky as hell about it. Because you're picky as hell. So you'd be like, that is not okay.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
That is not
I'm pretty sure I'm okay with everything.
I am referring to the picture. Oh, you're so bullshit. Because you were like, my face doesn't look good in that picture. I don't like that picture. That picture. This is so pretty.
I don't know what you're talking about, Crystal. I'm not sure. I believe the term is that's your opinion.
They know what I'm talking about.
I don't give a shit. How about that? I am very picky. That's true. I'm very picky. Excessively picky.
Desperately.
Like, I'll be honest with you. There's a coaster that I've been using that Victoria's had on this desk the whole entire time I've lived here. And it's not a square shape. It's a little bit oblong. And it annoys the shit out of me that I can't make it square. So it's got like one angle that's almost square. So I'm like constantly just adjusting it. Just a little bit. Oh, maybe that's a little. No, that's maybe. And I'm just like, get me a square goddamn fucking coaster. I don't know why. It just brings it out in me. It makes me.
Because you're crazy.
Definitely crazy. But a good kind of, a wholesome kind of crazy. The crazy that finds out not only were there aliens, his name was Steve. Ta-da! You know? I go the extra mile. Definitely overserved myself last night.
It's the government.
Oh.
It's the government. It's not aliens. It's the government. They're taking people, they're doing a bunch of experiments, and then they're dropping them back off. They don't have the time to put their clothes back on right because they raped them a little bit. So then they put them back.
Just a little. As we know from yesterday's episode, a little rape, that's okay. Just not a lot of rape. We don't want a lot.
Little rape.
That's such a fucking horrible thing to say, Crystal.
I always say such fucking horrible things. Ooh,
that's true.
I had the courtesy to take my snacks out of the wrappers today because I've been listening and my wrapper unwrapping is quite something. So
it's like she does it right beside the microphone. Let's put it that way.
I don't know where my microphone is. I'm thinking it might be like up here somewhere.
No, because it's actually on the camera itself.
Oh, well, how can it hear? That's some good, mighty hearing that my camera has.
Yes, it does. That's a good point. That's how I know you're always doing laundry every day, 7 times a day, doing laundry, standing in the laundry room, just rubbing up against that dryer. So it's a good camera.
I like to do laundry a lot. I like to do
It's like one t-shirt.
I have a lot of clothes.
She has clothes that's been washed like 9 times in 3 days.
Listen, it's an old dryer.
It's got an extra little, you know what? You raise the 1 foot off a little bit higher, so it's always, it's got that quick little vibrate.
I've got long legs, so it works out perfect. I've got long legs.
Which would be surprising for a lady of the height of 5'1". It's very different.
At least I get a little bit taller every time you say it. So
She's
yesterday I was
3'7". She's 3'7". She actually has a special seat.
What the fuck?
She has a special seat in the car. It raises her up, brings her forward. She actually
I would
steers
have a mighty
with
big head for somebody that's 3'7". Like,
I remember growing up. So we were close with the Greek community for our religious group. And there was a group of women who took extensive pride in how they looked. And they always looked fantastic. Their makeup was excellent, but they would always dress at a 10, you know? Even like you'd come over to their house, they're like, oh, sorry, I was just relaxing in like a velour jumpsuit with their hair all done. And you're like, who relaxes like that? Like the Kardashian before it was a Kardashian kind of thing, right? Like they were always to the nines.
yeah. Yeah.
But then one girl was like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm only 5'3", and I'm like, what? I'm like, you're like 5'9", and she's like, I'm wearing heels, and I was just like, I had never seen her not wearing heels of some sort, and I'm like, she takes it off and drops, and I'm like, you're a midget, what the fuck?
Oh, wait till the next time you see me. I'm gonna be wearing heels so I can prove to you that I'm a giant.
Crystal is
like a giant, because we will be the same height.
She's not quite.
We will be almost the same height.
Look, Crystal's not a midget, people. She's what you call a little person. It was like the people from the Emerald City.
I'm so fucking tall.
This is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. You know what? And I'm so sorry that you take it so badly which I find fucking hilarious, to be honest with you. But it's like, I just don't remember you being that tall, and I just assumed that you were wearing heels.
I'm freaking that tall. No, I'm not. I wasn't.
No, whatever.
I wore flats because I didn't want to be taller than all the men. I hate wearing heels because when I wear heels, I'm taller than the majority of men, and it makes me feel like I'm this like giant person, like an Amazon woman. Like,
hey,
that's
we
why
love
Asian
Amazon
men
women. They're the greatest.
I didn't have the titties though. So I just look like I was a cross-dresser, which there's nothing wrong with that, but as a woman, I really wanted to be just looking like a woman.
What the fuck are you talking about, crazy? Okay, so the funny thing is, I just realized that we both do something so as different as an upbringing we've had. You and I both know that you shouldn't talk with your mouth full, right? Okay, now, but what we both do is we'll shove it into one side, so it's like tucked in, and then keep talking. And in our heads, we're going, well, yeah, my mouth's full, but you can't see it, and that makes it okay. So we're standing there going, yeah, and we've practiced so much to not let people realize that if you couldn't see the bump, you wouldn't know. And I just realized how distinct it is, because you're like, if you have a little bit of food, just a little bit, it looks like you're a squirrel of some sort. Same for everybody across the board. Anyone's trying to conceal something in their mouth, you're not doing it. It's not working, okay? The only way you can conceal is if it's in the middle of your teeth. It doesn't work. Then, because there's nothing worse. I worked with a guy who would chew and be like, and food is just like, just shooting out his fucking, and I'm like, ah!
See?
That's why I
don't like people to see the food in my mouth.
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, I think that's acceptable.
I have manners.
I think if you tuck it in and they can't see it, the only way they can see it if they're like trying to look for it, which then you're just an asshole, okay? If you're looking to see if there's food in my mouth, you can go eat a dick, okay? And not like happily, I mean like a cocked meat sandwich, you asshole. So don't do that on camera. What have we talked about? Don't. This is going to be our last episode, guys. We're going to shape things up.
Every single episode cannot be our last episode. Okay?
Listen, if Jimmy Kimmel
They
can
like
never have
us,
time for Matt
we're
Damon,
fine.
we can have a last episode every episode. Thank you very much.
Ooh, does that mean that we'll have like a farewell party now? We should start doing every episode.
That's a bad idea, eh?
Well,
I'm glad I cleared up that chewing with your mouth open, people. You take that knowledge to the bank. That's,
that was good. At least, see, I have manners still. Just because we grew up different doesn't mean that I'm some sort of like Neanderthal. And like I have very good manners. I do not eat with my elbows on the table. Like I say please and thank you. I hold doors open for people. I curtsy at firemen.
I have a question for you.
Yesterday.
Okay, here's a question for you. I have proven over and over again that I love my wife.
I do not spit.
She doesn't spit because
unless it's on a penis.
She doesn't spit because she's a lady.
Yes, unless it's on a penis in the bedroom. Then it's all.
I think they got the picture there, Crystal. I think they got the picture when I said it. I think you may have over-described. Definitely, there's a possibility there was a little over-describing people. If you're watching, the video,
people are tuning in.
Yes, for you to pretend fillet the camera is people want to learn. People want to learn. Sharing skills isn't just about exchange of knowledge. Sometimes you need some practical work.
Yeah.
It's
I can give you some skills. I can teach some people.
I'll be honest with you.
You want to learn?
I'm not really looking to learn those skills. But if I ever get charged with anything really big, I'll ask. I'll ask. You know?
I will tell you how to loosen yourself, how to
No, I don't think we have to talk about what you're going to teach people because you don't want to give away the secrets. Don't give away the secrets. That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. You wanna hide it.
Just stop talking is what he's saying.
That's more so, yeah. Just shut the fuck up, crazy. The fuck?
Good morning, Dino.
Good morning, Crystal. Guys, like, share, subscribe. We hope you're enjoying this. We've been having a great time. It's been very funny. Apparently we'll have a limited amount of episodes, so that's a thing. Because apparently somebody wants us taken off the internet. I understand it. I get it. I really do. It's, but, that's,
They're not going to take us down. People are going to love it.
We wanted to try, guys.
He looks
we wanted
very concerned.
We just thought that, hey, and guys, that's why we uploaded some of our podcasts, where all the new ones are on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Spotify. So we'd love to hear you there if you can't watch the YouTube.
Up until this one.
Yeah, after that, we're done. It's we've achieved it, This is probably around 35, 36. I think that's a good...
I think that's a good run.
It's a good start. And, there are different ideas. I kind of want to do a cooking thing.
Ooh, we could do that. You're going to have to get a new host, aren't you?
No.
Co-host, I mean.
I think it'll be funny if I talk and then you voice it over. So essentially it's going to be your voice out of my face. I think that's what we should do.
Oh, like I want Mark Norman to be my narrator.
Sure.
Because that guy's voice. I mean, you could do it too, but if you could do that voice. Can you do that voice?
I don't know. Maybe. I can try.
Like the Howie Mandel voice. You could do every voice. You're very good at voices.
I'm a mimic.
I'll let you sit on that one and practice it.
I'm not going to sit on anything. I'm not going to sit on anything. I was told to look at your chair before you sit down. That's how I was trained.
Okay, that's okay. I don't really want you to sit on
just in case you got a little spice up the butt. That's be careful. People like to put spice everywhere. It's dangerous.
Oh God, can you imagine? There was this girl one time I heard she was at a party and then she went to go squat to pee in the bush and apparently she sat on a stick and it went right up her butt. like, and gave her a new butthole.
Ooh.
That would be a terrible way to end a party. You're definitely not getting any of that party.
Well, I'm just saying, like, look, a second butthole is an inconvenience, but a third one is about, mass production. So
that's a party.
Yeah, that's when you're, a second one, you're like, there's a whole new set of skills you have to learn. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot, and you can have an accident. Yeah. Whereas a third butthole, you're already trained, and boom, like this is about mass delivery system. You got this. Yeah. It's a horrible. I see.
Aren't you so happy that we decided to do this early in the morning?
Yeah,
this is the type of discussion folks need to have.
I needed a reason to hate today, and this is it now. So. Yeah, no, that's the funny thing is I do like waking up early, but I like to go to bed late too, so it doesn't really work well.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah.
So are you tired?
No, I'm not tired. I don't do anything all day, right? All I do is talk on a camera. It's not, I write and I talk on a camera. What am I gonna do? I am tired though, because I'm very fat, so it's a lot of movement for me. That's I don't know.
It was a lot of effort to get from the bed to that chair, which is probably, I'm guessing, about 5 feet from difference.
No, it's like 20 feet. It's about 20 feet.
8 feet.
What, you think I live in some sort of one-man cabin, lady? Feet. Okay, I am living in a basement of a house. Thank you very much. Okay.
So am I. And it's about...
Oh, it's because I'm fat. Everything's closer. You're such an asshole, Crystal.
I did not go there. Who goes there?
I do every time.
Don't fat shame Dino.
I will fat shame Dino all I want. Fuck that guy.
Your fatness is beautiful. It's not fatness.
Realistically,
it's gloriness.
It is.
It's royalness.
Well, but let's be honest. My fatness does look a lot better than most people's fatness. Okay, like I don't have any man titties.
Yeah.
I have a single belly roll. That's it. I don't have multiple belly rolls. It's a lot better. Of deciding things.
Nobody wants multiples.
No, multiples are not. Those are just creases. It's not good. Things get in there. It's horrible.
And remember what I said. If a fat guy is fat, it's because he's confident in his penis size.
See, I'm confident.
Because as long as he can still see it, it's okay.
That is true. That is true. Realistically, like I like to joke about that. One guy, I was like, he's like, oh, you guys aren't fit. Has anybody started working out? I'm like, well, you got that. I'm like, listen, fatty. I'm like, I have started working out, so whatever. And he goes, oh, whatever. He goes, how do you work out? Trying to look at your penis? I'm like, yeah, it's called yoga. And he's like, shit. I'm like, yeah. Ta-da! I'm flexible. Da-da-da-da-da. No, I don't know.
Are you flexible? I knew a chubby guy that I was good friends with, and he was super flexible like that too.
I'm
for a chubby guy, it was funny.
Well, that's the thing is, with the weight that I've lost so far, I have found myself to be more flexible. But I'm not like a very flexible person. Like certain things are flexible, but not many. Like. I'm still old. Yeah, but I could do that for like 30 seconds and I'm like, I think I'm going to die, right? My heart's bursting through my chest. I remember...
We need to get you into some sports. Do you like sports? Are you like at all a jockstrap? Like, is there anything that you enjoy doing, like sports-wise?
Watching.
I could just imagine your jockstrap.
Just watching. What sports do I like? Watching them. That's what I like. I'm not really happy that you're like, I can imagine your jockstrap. It's like, listen, we all know that true. You don't have to say that. That's just being hurtful. That's not nice. No. Like, I can imagine your dick must smell like death itself. Like,
no.
Thanks, Crystal.
No.
It's about feeling good on the inside.
After working.
You don't want it.
I think it's wonderful. I think it must smell wonderful. It's beautiful, isn't it?
You're such a fucking liar. No.
It's like wonderful.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Would you laugh if somebody did that to your penis? If they were like, I'm going to give you a blowjob, and they were like... Is it the best?
I'll be honest with you, I'd probably grab their head and be like, I think that's enough of that. Maybe I'll go home, because at that point I would be like, oh, she's gonna bite my dick. She's gonna bite my dick off. That's what's gonna happen. They start doing weird shit like that, you're like, listen, I'm getting a needle in the ball sack, or oh, she's gonna bite my dick. And I'm like, I'm not gonna chance it. Listen, there was a time that I was hard up. I will never be that hard up where I'm like, she may bite my dick, but she's definitely gonna touch it, so I'll stay. No, I would be like, I don't care if you're gonna touch it. If you're gonna bite it, I'm out. I just don't subscribe to that.
We were not biting, we were blowing.
No,
you mean because she's going to be so incompetent that think that might be the next step.
Yeah, it'd be like a blowjob with all teeth. Just, you're like, whoa!
Ooh, ouch.
That's not...
Yeah.
That's...
Nobody wants that. That's like if you suck on their balls too hard and they get all weird.
Yeah, it fucking hurts, man. That's another thing. There's a lot of guys like, I play with my balls, and I'm like, I'm not really a fan of people playing with my balls. Like, I like to play with my balls, but I don't that's. It feels weird. It feels like I'm cheating. I'm cheating on my balls. When someone else be like, hey, that's a private relationship. I don't want to really include anyone else in that relationship. And actually, you know what? A little bit of cold, some cold waving of air. That'd be nice on my balls. That feels nice. But someone was like, I'm like, now they're cold and you covered them with liquid. Like, this is uncomfortable. I don't think that's. I think it's, and this, honestly, okay, I'll be honest with you. I've never had my ass eaten out, and I've never eaten an asshole, but I have to admit, people are like, oh, it's so good. I'm like, it really doesn't sound good. I understand there are a lot of sensors and everything, but really, that's where they poop from, right? Seriously. It's not.
That's why you don't talk about it with your significant other.
Yeah, but it's not what are you going to say? No, I don't poop. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I know you poop, and I know you poop from there, okay? There's no debate. There's not oh, she's got a secret poop shuttle that she shoots out every... No, that's where she poops from, man. Listen, it's bad enough that she's lick my crime scene. It's fucking, okay? She's like, yeah, just eat it. Eat it. And you're like, listen, all I'm asking you to do is suck on my stinky dick. What's the big fucking deal? Okay? You're like, lick my crime scene, eat my poop. I'm like, what the fuck, man? People are weird now. It doesn't make any sense. No, and then okay.
No.
But then you hear old people are everybody's eating ass, and some old guy's like, I remember when I used to eat ass, and you're like, none of this is okay. This is fucking keep it in just stop talking about it. Even there's so much porn too. There was ass eating. I'm like, no. Those people have enemas too, where that thing is spotless as it's gonna get. Still no.
Yep.
It's horrible. People are just blah, blah, blah. You're like, what? I'm like, I
know that there's some ass eating going on, I'm definitely in the bathtub, making sure everything is 100%.
Absolutely, that's the least. That is the least you can do. Okay. I remember. Listen,
there's any ass eating, if it's going to be a possibility.
Listen, even if it's not, that area is getting presented. Yes. It's going to be presented, okay?
Yes, it's got to be presented pretty.
So it's got to be,
it's right there.
It's got to be presentable.
It's
right there.
Yes.
And especially if he's like, okay, spin around, and you're like, he's going to get a picture. And it's be like, one eye's coming. That's just what's going to happen.
And he's going to notice that one bum hair that one guy notices.
It's all curly.
And you're like, oh my God, how's he paying attention to that right now? And it makes you super self-conscious.
Oh, for
Thanks
sure.
a lot, the guy that mentions the one bum hair.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention his name, but he made it in one of his comedy bits. And you're like, oh, he's gonna notice that one bum hair.
You know what?
That guy that makes that joke, we'll say fatty, So Fatty Nassar makes a joke about noticing a girl's bum hair. And Fatty's hot as fuck, but I would never fuck Fatty because I'd be so worried that he'd be so noticing that one, like if something was there wrong. And then tell a joke about
number one,
it.
Fatty is hilarious. I would agree with that. Fatty is also hairy like a gorilla. So he is not entitled to be like, hey, you left one hair. Dude, fuck you, man. Come on. That guy, he is a...
But he notices.
He is a gorilla of a man.
He's observant.
You know what? He's very good looking. He is a very good looking man. He's built up.
Very good looking.
But that guy is a fucking gorilla. I'm telling you, even if he trims, it's like, I'm telling you, his dick is like Homer Simpson's face. It's like shave, boom, and it just comes back instantly, okay? I'm telling you. That guy is a gorilla.
That's good. Maybe that's why he notices the one butt hair on a woman. Because usually it's like the the one that doesn't, you know?
Yeah. It's like, I'm hairy, but you're not hairy, so why do you have a butt hair? Oh my God. You know what the problem is?
You're supposed to be not hairy.
See, and this is the thing, it's when you watch porn, you have this image of women in your mind, and you're like, it's so not right. Even movie stars. It takes
a lot of time to get ready for that porn. There's a lot of pre-waxing and lasering and titties up and Vaseline.
And hand jobs, lots of hand
jobs.
There's
all kinds of shit. Hairspray so that we don't have cellulite. There's all kinds of shit that's happening.
God bless them, ladies. God bless them.
God bless them.
No, but that's the thing is, it's even...
And there's usually a lot of pre-daddy damage. There's a lot of...
No, but look, in all honesty, it's even people in Hollywood, like starlets, that you're like, listen, they present this unreasonable appearance of beauty. Listen, they are beautiful.
They don't just wake up looking like that either.
And that's one of the big things was that, remember, so many people got sued because they started, like, I think it's in France or the UK where you're not allowed to Photoshop a model. Just because it's just so crazy. Oh. Like, it's got so out of control. You're like, you see, they Photoshopped her waist and it looks like she's got a 3-inch waist. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy, right? And it's...
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
I had an eating disorder in high school, and I had an eating disorder in high school due to an unaltered image, because at the time it was like when, like Britney Spears and all those girls were wearing the short tops and stuff like that, and like all the belly buttons were showing and everybody was super skinny, and I was in gymnastics and you had to be like a certain size for that, and then I got into bartending and waitressing and you had to be a certain size for that, and like always judged by image. And like always, had to be presentable for this, had to be, you do an ad and you have to be whatever size they want you to do. And you have to there's a lot of pressure and it's not easy, and it makes women fucked up and stuff if you're always judged by how you look. And that's like what people want you to, you have to maintain a certain image. Like, especially when you're working in a bar at my age and you're working with a bunch of 19, 20-year-olds, that are half your age, and there's a lot of competition.
Not really
and
half,
stuff.
because she's not that old, so come on. All right.
I'm almost 40, so that's that old.
You know what? Half. This is some bullshit, okay? I'm turning 40 in like a few weeks, okay? And she's like, well,
yes, I know.
I turned 30,
excited?
That's almost 40, and I'm neighboring 50. Like, just no.
Fuck up.
You have lots of time.
I was born in 83. I'm 37. I have 3 years.
Shut up. Stop telling people that. God damn it. Let me be the old one.
Oh, why? Oh, yes. Okay, I'm 19. I'm young, dumb, and full of cum.
That is not the reverse of what you were saying, okay? It's not you're like, fine then, I'm 19 and just so dirty, boys. Like, what the fuck? Why?
No, I was not like that at 19. I wasn't like that. Actually, at 19, I still had...
Come on, listen.
Oh, there's people. There's lots of little 19-year-olds that are young, dumb, and full of cum.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird. It's really weird.
It is.
It's really weird. Although I had friends in high school that were floozies like that, like 15 years old, and they're doing shit, and you're like, whoa.
Never an introduction. She just doesn't care.
And they weren't even touched. They weren't even touched.
She wouldn't even introduce me. It's so horrible. Anyways, Crystal.
You don't want to meet these girls.
We're out of time.
They probably have something by now.
Oh, they definitely do. That's not nice. We don't know that. Well, we are out of time, though, Crystal. Oh, my God.
Oh, okay.
You just talk so much, okay? She doesn't talk that much. I talk way too much, but... Until she tries to take over the podcast. Anyways, let's do a little morning motivation. Let's say... Everyone remembers wanting to be older when they were young. We're always striving for, I'm going to become this tall, or I'm going to, I can drink when I'm 19 or 21. Yeah, cough right into the camera. Good, get it out. Fucking asshole. Anyways, so we always strive to get older. And the worst part is that we hear it from parents, older friends, uncles, aunts, where they're like, you know what? Don't grow up too soon, because it's the best time of your life. And there's two sides to that coin, right? Number one, you really don't want the best time of your life to be when you're young. It is the funnest time, should be, but a lot of people don't feel that. It gets better, just so you guys know. It's especially the amount of bullying and stuff. Like, I was bullied when I was young, but it's gotten so much worse for a lot of people, especially with the internet and everything. It's just become just heinous. So I guess a message just to young people is that it's, enjoy it while you have it, because there is a certain amount of freedom that you experience being young and in school and things that doesn't really come back. Like, I think a lot of people are feeling that right now, where we've been in quarantine, where it's like, I kind of have nothing to do, so I'm just going to party with my neighbor. And you're like, that was like what you did when you were a teenager. So it's like,
yeah,
there's like, yeah, we want to grow up so fast, but then it's like, we want to be young again. You see so many people just striving to emulate those young characteristics. Like, there was one comic I saw, and he's like, these videos of him skateboarding. He's like, yeah, I took skateboarding back up. You're like, dude, you're like 50. Come on. Like, listen, it's awesome that you can do that, but like, he's like, yeah, man, I'm so cool because I can do this again. You're like, that's really not cool. Why don't you read a fucking book, guy? How about that? That's, Son
of a bitch, I was about to go do cartwheels in the backfield.
Okay, but cartwheels aren't, like, look, you used to be a gymnast. It wasn't like he was like, I was a professional skater, so now I'm gonna do like, no, this guy, when he was young, he probably skateboarded like everybody tried. And it's like, okay. Mm-hmm. And then, you got a fucking job and be like, well, I guess I'm not going to be skateboarding because I need a fucking car. Right? Like, that's why it's like, when I see a grown man who's like, I skateboard to work, you're like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? What did you do? Like, what happened in your head where you're like, yeah, because I'm cool, man. I'm going to do that. It's going to be awesome. I also play bongos in a band. Fuck you, man. Just like, listen, guys, it's not a bad thing to grow up. You should keep your childish zeal for life, but like, fucking, you're old.
Dino,
get over it.
If somebody wants to skateboard, let them skateboard.
No, fuck you.
Don't be
fuck
mean.
You and
You're
fuck
being
them,
mean.
okay? Listen, there's nothing wrong with being your age and adding value to that. If you want to take up a hobby, don't use that as a way of holding on to your youth, because you're not doing, like, realistically, if you were a really good skateboarder when you got older, why don't you teach people how to skateboard? That's it, like, share the knowledge. Don't be like, yeah, I took my hobby up again because it's so cool. You're like, no, man, you're a fucking adult. Grow up. And that's why it's like, people are like, yeah, you know what? Okay, somebody who's never done gymnastics ever in their life be like, I'm going to learn gymnastics. No, you're not, okay? That's not going to happen. Oh, maybe I want to swim for the Olympics. No, you don't. There's a reason why Olympians are like under 20 years old and seldom over 25.
Yeah, I was going to say, happen, gymnastics, right? A woman, like, doing gymnastics as an adult. 14! You can't.
It's horrible.
You can't. Like, once you start getting curves, that pretty much ends your career as a gymnast. Like, as soon as you start getting hips, that pretty much fucks you. Look, like...
That's not the only thing that fucks you when you get hips, ladies. Hey-o! But I'm just saying... That was awesome. Yeah. Like, guys, just live... Don't... You're missing today... at the chance to remember yesterday and aspire for tomorrow. It's like, yeah, but today, still is an adventure, and you gotta take it as such. Don't waste, and just, you gotta just live in the now sometimes. Instead of just being so, it's like, yeah, I took up this old hobby again. Come on, man. Just fucking grow up. There's nothing wrong with growing up, okay? Like, look, you should enjoy your life, but don't try and get that back. Be like, yeah, see, I'm still young. No, you're not, man. Just be done with it.
Dino, go get some Pokemon cards and be quiet.
I never had them, and I never will. Fuck Pokemon. I've watched people walk into traffic for that shit, and I'm just like, I don't understand it. Anyways. I think that's all I got to say on me ranting. That was a real rant. I'm sorry, guys. That wasn't really uplifting. It was more just kind of life advice.
Uplifting at all.
Sorry. But anyways, Crystal, where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me as Simply Me on YouTube, Morning Motivational Rant, as well on YouTube, and Dino will tell you the rest. Crystal Morency, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and Dino, bum-ba-da-bum.
Dino the Genetic Marvel on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I have a fan page. And guys, Morning Motivational Rant, we're trying to just get things out there as much as we can. So please like, share, subscribe. We are on YouTube. We have updates every day on Instagram and on our Facebook fan page, Morning Motivational Rant. And we are trying to expand into the audio area, so we are now on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify.
Why, hello, listeners.
Perfect.
How you doing?
I'm gonna butter your bread. No, so it's definitely, guys, we are expanding, but please share with your friends. Let us know if there's anything you want to talk about. Leave a comment, leave a like. It definitely helps the channel. But we will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye, guys.